Another disappointing outcome tonight. Felt that we came here and we sort of battled the conditions and the opponents very well. We knew it would be a fairly scrappy game given the sort of the pitch and the way they play, and the big centre forward makes it tougher when you're missing two centre halves. And same as Saturday, we lost one right before kick-off, couldn't get here for one reason or another. So it's really hard to manage in those situations. But I thought Joe Claridge, a young left back, filling in at centre half, gave it a good go tonight against a boy that was almost a foot taller than him. And we felt our way into the game and did pretty well. Got ourselves 1-0 up. Had a few good chances from that point. Kresh got involved with a referee, like some sort of cross exchanges. And then next time Kresh went near someone in the penalty area, well, we assume it's Kresh because he said, I think it was 7, I'm not sure. He gave a penalty on the corner. It's disappointing because no one, including their management team, no one's really none the wiser what the corner was for, the penalty was for. Obviously, we know what the corner was for. And they're back in the game, and they hadn't, at that point, they hadn't really created a lot, and we defended pretty well given the circumstances. Come out second half, I thought we were the stronger side. I thought we were on the front foot. I thought we were trying to create things, and we actually even started getting our foot on the ball a little bit and switching play a lot more than we had the first half. And perhaps should have done more with our possession. Didn't necessarily create clear-cut chances from it. And then disappointingly, they get a goal from a catalogue of mistakes. Joe Claridge, who I've said I think he's done well tonight, considering he's not a centre-back, but he took a lot of touches before clipping the line, lost the ball, cross came in, and Willem Ramon could have comfortably headed the ball away, but he chose to try and shield it or chest it. I'm not sure what it was, and the forwards done really well, nicked it off of him and took the goal well. So they've ground out a good result, and that's probably why they've played 6-1-6 now. They've got that ability to grind out results. But you know, from a personal point of view, I'm finding it pretty hard this year. Every game, we can't lose a game without people like getting in my face after, supporters wanting to have a go at me. Not our supporters, by the way, their supporters. People follow me into car parks, as you witnessed last week with the Heybridge chairman, follow me into the car park to have a go at me for not taking their manager's job there 8 years ago. And then tonight there's a bit of a pushing and shoving and handbags on the pitch at the whistle, which I'm not laying blame with either team. I'm 60 yards away in the dugout. I don't really know what it was, and if it's our players, they'll get fined, as they always do, for dissent and for anything that's kind of outside of fair play. We've got a strict fine policy, but then I can't get off the pitch. I can't get off the pitch because there's 7 or 8, 9, 10, however many there is of their fans just blocking off the tunnel and insulting me, abusing me, trying to threaten me, stare me down and all this. I'm just standing there off the pitch not doing anything. And I think, you know, you've been travelling with us and stuff, and you've seen it's happening all the time, and everyone else is seeing it happening all the time, and just the lack of professionalism of the whole league is kind of getting to me. And I'm not saying I'm better than it, but I like to turn up to games with my strongest team, and players are unavailable too often now with things unrelated to football. I think the standards of officials is really, really bad. You can't even ask them a question because you'll get a stadium ban just for asking a question. I'm not an aggressive person. I'm not effing and blinding at people, but I can't ask them a question. And then you see all this stuff that goes on, and I'm sure I'm not the only manager who feels it. All this off the ball stuff that's not being dealt with. We're not following the laws of the game. And then, you know, again, like you witnessed, the Heybridge chairman telling me that because I didn't take the job, him and the league vice chairman hate me and have hated me all this time. And I just question the integrity of the level of football now. I question the discipline. I question the supporters being allowed to be standing in the tunnel, like being threatening towards a manager who is just trying to leave the pitch and go in the dressing room and have a shower and get his jacket. And I think it's a massive problem the Isthmian League's got. You know, it's not the first time this has happened. I know we had a good season last year and people don't like success, but you know, we've lost 3 or 4 games this season already, and you know, people need to let it go now. Like, I've not experienced this before, where people every single week are banging on your door, shouting in your face, chasing you off the pitch. It's every single week, and I've had enough of it. And you know, I think I'm a reasonable football coach, but I think the league's going to start losing good people because it's just a rabble really every week. So I need to think long and hard, but I think I'm pretty close to it. So it's maybe a good time for me just to thank all the Heybridge supporters for the last 2.5 years. I'm glad I was able to rebuild the club, get them off the bottom of the league, stave off relegation, and bring some special times that will live with me forever. But I'm gonna take a break from football. I don't want to be subject to aggression every week, no protection from people, being followed into car parks. Referees, I question their integrity, and you know, when you question their integrity, you get banned. So rather than get banned, I'll just do everyone a favour and step away from it. It's been great at Heybridge, but I think it's time for someone else to step into the breach and try and take the club to the next level. You know, the highlight for me, the various scalps we took in the cup competitions, the players that progressed into professional football. But I'll still always remember Lewis Godbold scoring them 2 goals on the last day of the season to keep us in the league, and the euphoria around the club, which I felt catapulted us to the great successes of last year. The club's in a marvellous place. Gary White's a brilliant chairman. It's well documented. You know, I've said it many times. He's 8 clubs I've worked at, and he's by far the best chairman I've ever worked with, most supportive chairman. And you know, I'll be sad to go, but I'll definitely visit and come and watch. But I don't think this is for me anymore. I think you need someone with a fire in their belly who wants to argue with the fans, trying to block them getting off the pitch, who's willing to be chastised in the car park by the home team's chairman, who's willing to see the incompetent refereeing, who's willing to have people in their faces in the technical area when they score a goal. I just don't want to be part of it anymore. I've got to rethink. It's not me done with football, but perhaps it's time for me to go into professional football where I started, working in academies and stuff like that. I need to be in a more disciplined environment, and I need to be in an environment where people have mutual respect for one another, and I think that's going from the game massively. And sadly, I don't even know if I've got my words out well here, but sadly it's time for me to step down. So I reiterate thanks to the supporters. I hope they enjoyed it as much as I did. Certainly last season when we went from 255th in the country to 104th. I'll always be proud of our achievements, and I hope they carry on supporting the club, because even tonight I think there was about 80 Heybridge fans there, so it shows how far the club's come. And I hope they drive the players on and kick the club on, and they go on and get the promotion. That the squad, when it's at full strength, that squad is more than capable of getting promotion. So, yep, thanks, mate. And again, thank you to everyone, my staff, my players, everyone. But that's me done with Isthmian League football for the time being.